all I know is that I want to start the share with, I want you guys to know that I'm just a bumbling fool. A bumbling human fool. It's been such a fucking crazy couple days, right? Hi, Lynn. Obviously, like, I made a huge dramatic fucking example of like never going live again because I give too much and it's not working and blah blah. And then I'm like resting and meditating and doing whatever it is I can do today just to get through the day, basically. And as it turns out, the person who and I did in my triggeriness in know that like I genuinely didn't really believe that the person who triggered me had any ill intent at all, you know? And yet it spun me out. It really did trigger this deep, shameful, too muchness kind of part of me, for whatever reason, you know? And God, I get so tired of trying to think things out and like know things and understand what the fuck's going on in the world, you know? And yeah, I've withdrawn and the heart has been mega active today. And I posted on Facebook that I'm just like I can't be doing all the shares. That's for sure. Like I can't like Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, online workings, Facebook, Instagram, online workings, online coachings. Like it's just like so I'm definitely, you know, and yet here I am. I keep coming back to the old YouTuber Rooney because this is where I, in essence, feel the safest, and I feel that I've found tribe members. You know, I feel that I've found authentic people who be rezzing, who slowly but surely are expanding the Ultra Love movement, and who just res on a really deep level. Where I guess in these surges of the giving too much, of the childhood wounding, of like, must be busy and be active and doing and sharing on all platforms to be an online entrepreneur. It's all that trigger really helped me because it helped me touch into that wound of like, I'm unworthy, you know, like wanting to give up and everything. And this is like this weird biofeedback of an empath where even my share, which I do think I've made it private now, like the giving too much, deep unworthiness wound. And I don't mock it because like we all feel this shit sometimes, right? But I had a feeling that this person would watch that share and then feel bad, and then that made me feel bad, being like, oh no, I don't mean to make you feel bad. You're allowed to comment and express and da-da. And I, you know, like that go back and forth. Like, yeah, I feel bad. I feel bad. And of course, as it turns out, they saw the video. They reached out. They're like, oh no, like I don't want you to not go. I'm sorry. And like I don't know if that's how they genuinely felt, but they did actually reach out to me. But this is another title turn of the communitiva bush, and the attraction point is like the internet friends, the refinement of my own outpouring and stuff is really truly attracting this incredibly, oh man, just this incredibly beautiful and heartfelt community, and I'm so fucking thankful, you guys. Yeah, so thank you to the person. And what I've done is I've made that silly, like, the me being delirious and absolutely bonker sass, I've put that back to public so that you guys can go have a laugh, because one of you reached out, and that's part of my tears, is that one of you reached out and shared, um one of you reached out and just shared a voice message about how that made you feel and how that lifted you. And I was like, yeah, MJ, like, don't hide yourself. Don't just, you know, like, don't hide just because you're super fucking emotion. And like, I've, having worked at retreats and stuff like that for the last 7 years, like, I'm not like, new to triggering people and my like excitement and happiness. Often on retreats, people just be like hardcore, like for rizzles. And I've, fortunate in that space could just kind of give them the space and they'd go on to the next sesh or what have you. They'd only have limited time with me. So it was fair enough, right? and and then what I in session with people, because some on the retreat, I would actually have people be like, God, are you like always this happy? I'll be like, no. Part of that kind of delirium and like, childhood excitement and the joy and the fucking light is the fact that I also spend quite a lot of time just being like, in the deep, in the deep, like wallowing and feeling the fucking depth and like, why do we do the things we do to one another? Like I would share so vulnerably with friends and be like, it's all for this. I know that we're supposed to stay happy and stay da da da, but what part of the reason I felt called to write the book and publish the book is like, I embrace my emotions, and I always want to like share with you guys, like, that's why I do what I do, because it's about having the kind of open-hearted perspective around feeling deeply, and like, and again, it's like, and I love you guys, and I love all of you for being here and making these comments, but these classic things of like, don't cry, what's wrong, oh no, nothing's wrong, I'm MJ and I feel lots of feelings, and I really think there is something to be said in a world that one wants to control our feelings, wants to master our feelings, or wants to keep them in this narrow little threshold of like, these emotions are acceptable, these ones are sort of acceptable, and these ones are totally not acceptable. Like if I'm crying, there's something wrong. But hey, girls, I don't know about you, but like I'm premenstrual, so like I'm feeling fucking hardcore right now, and it's been building up for days. and yet, what does the world tell us as women? Like, take a fucking Tylenol, take a pill, and just fucking get through the 9 to 5. And deny the fact that we have this womb and that we have this depth of feeling in us, and that we're supposed to just fucking ignore that our countries are dropping bombs on one another. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, this is also my radical fucking balls out, go live on this YouTube platform and be like, humans, don't deny your emotions, my friends, and don't be ashamed. Don't be ashamed of like, look at all my fucked up mascara and like my ugly face when I cry. I'm like, and I'm an author, according to the world. Well, like legit. Oh, look, there it is. I'm an author. I'm an online creator. I've created online courses to help fucking save humanity from itself, and yet I'm fucking going, what is life? And it's balls out. It's all invisible. It's all unknown. It's all heartfelt guided. That's been the way for me since I was 19 and saw through the veil of the fucking system. And it's like, like, I don't want to get a job because the job, like understanding how it fucking works in a very visceral, tangible way and being like, I can't do it. I can't sacrifice my soul. I can't sell my soul, And then like literally, and I talk about this thing all the time, but it's like I literally the time, and this is what's in the book. I ended up in toxic patterns when I denied my intuition, straight up. I ended up more ill than than any of us are now, and like in these troublesome, deeply wounded, like shameful spiral cycles when I denied my emotions, when I tried to like fit into the fucking cookie cutter world of Great Britain. It's like bullshit. And yet and there we sit in our contempt, we sit in our judgment, we sit in our what have you, rather than just being like, oh, there she goes again, cry where, but like, oh, I'm allowed to just feel. Here's my foreskin vampire slayer. Great name, by the way. Foreskin vampire slayer, legit. So no, I don't go into that. I can't spend a lot of time there. I'm not saying that you're not aware of something there, but in my awareness, in my deep, profound, fucking radical awareness of this paradigm shift and us transforming the world, my freedom is my emotional body, and my ability to transform any of this bullshit about genocide and parasitic snakes that are going around. I own it. That's why I feel to the depths. That's why I hold space for my totality, because any of that bullshit, not in my world. Not our leadership and our economy and our operational systems. They've got to upgrade, and we upgrade them through upgrading ourselves by owning the totality of our power, which is part of me going, and then being able to rise up, and speak from the heart of my truth. Otherwise, why am I here? Honestly, No, I know, but that's part of like actually straight up legit. What course am I creating right now? Unplug for freedom. Unplug. I don't engage in any of that kind of fear mongering agenda, and I encourage my peeps to not engage in it either. I don't watch the news. I went briefly down that trail of the mind control and this kind of like all the 5G stuff and the warmongering and the fucking, what is it, the censoring and all that kind of stuff. And ultimately it just led me back to me being like, well, I can feed that energy, or I can focus on the hot space, and I can just focus on Alta love, because that's really what I believe in. I believe in love. I believe in the power of love to transform our lives and to transform the world that we see around us. And if we keep projecting that kind of fearful agenda outside of us, then that's what we will continue to perpetuate. And I not in my world. I can't go there. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, straight up. That's it. That's part of the fucking truth nugget, yo. Of our bro Jesus or our bro Buddha, what their teachings are to us ultimately is like, thine is the kingdom. The truth shall set you free. I can't do it for you. I can't coach you out of it. You're the one that ultimately has to do and embody the same work for yourself. For yourself. And I know a lot of you have done it. Yes, Melissa T. Hot love vibrashe. And I know you. And I know y'all have been doing it, Thank you. Thank you. And that's, thank you. Oh, see? Fuck yeah, you guys. Like, and this is part of it. Like, thank you. You're strong as fuck. That's lovely. Because today, before going live, I'm literally like, oh, why? Like literally lying in this bed right here that you see, like feeling this depth of my heart, just being like not knowing if I'm wanting to really go on, even though I'm like, no, you must. And then I like crawl my sweaty premenstrual body out of whatever this position, that fetal position is, like out of that fetal position to just start working on my website. Because I don't know if you guys saw, what I saw was I'm bringing, and then 8888 is a magic manifestation number. So I've dropped the price because anyway, it's blah blah. And so all of the Be the Change courses are now £88. So you can buy one of the courses for 88. You can buy all 4 for 333, or you can buy 1 week of it for 22. And guess what, you guys? We've got that holiday season malarkey and blah blah coming up. So if you want to buy stuff that's zero waste and promotes positive change in people, buy all to love stuff. Like legit. So MJ can keep paying her rent. And it's balls out. It's balls out miracle mode, my friends. Balls out miracle mode. And like it's just me. There's no corporate fucking greed above me or below me for that matter. So if you need a deal because you strap for the show, but you still want the courses, then fucking write me. I'm one of these. I've traveled the world. I love India and various places in the world where they do, what are they called? Bartering systems or what else, where you're like, oh, what about if I pay you $5? And I'll be like, maybe 7. And you'll be like, deal. And I'll be like, fucking deal, y'all. You know what I'm saying? Begging my menstrual cycle to switch back to new moon. Oh, Andy P, you know it. You know it. I've had, mine always does that as well, right? You probably recognize the demon itself, is that it does. It kind of swings. They'll go through phases, and it will start to move, and then it will go to the new moon when everything's all like lovely and balanced, and I'm feeling all flow. And then over these last few cycles, I've noticed it, and then bang on, fucking last month, full moon, boom, and like one of my most intense cycles ever, and then high. And let's be honest, we were all taught to shame our cycles, like, ooh, dirty, ooh, gross. And you're like, disgusting. And now, like, I'm full grown woman, be like, oh my God, we're supposed to love our cycles. And there's so much wisdom in there. And the whole world thinks it's shameful and dirty. And like, there's propaganda all around that everywhere. And there's totally economic disadvantage because we all have to buy hygiene products because it's so gross. Meanwhile, we're awakening to the womb wisdom, being like, oh my God, it's beautiful. I need to tune to it. There's wisdom here, and it's nothing to be ashamed of. And by the way, if you haven't done already, get a moon cup, because I have not bought any sanitary items ever since then. Just buy a moon cup for like 11 quid or 20 quid or however much they are. And I totally think our government should obviously subsidize that shit, because I'm like, otherwise women just have to keep buying that. I'm like, anyway. Oh, not that I would want those companies to go out of business, but I'm like, for rizzles, it's the truth of it. Like, so women are just expected to spend an extra 5 to 10 pounds every single month for all those sanitary products for the duration of their adult female life, and nobody fucking talks about it. Another disadvantage for women, because we also technically get paid less, and blah. Anyway, I'm not going to go into that, because clearing all the rivers, free and clear, please, may it end now. Hi, John Beanie, how are you? It is so much easier. Andy, I'm so glad you reflected that back, because I kind of forgot about that, but that's what's happened the last 2 months, and I'm like, oh, I need sweet relief. I need sweet relief from the intensities. And then also, once it hits, it will be clear out as well. And like, I'm in this total voidal space of like unknownness, of being like, what is life and what is actually happening with Ultra Love right now? Because the deeps that I'm bottoming out in are the depth of density around like worth, self-worth, money, all that kind of shit. And I'm just like, where am I going? Oh, fuck-a-doodles. What have I done? Like, I just want to go back to being a simple yoga teacher in a small town. Jesus, Except no, MJ was arrogantly guided to fucking create a YouTube channel and be an online entrepreneur and be a brand and all this. And now it's done. Like, I did the brand, I do have a YouTube channel, and I'm like, oh shit balls, what am I doing? And it's all pure intuition guided, because basically all like online marketing coaches and stuff triggered the shit out of me, but in like that polarized negative way, where I'm like, you're just fucking enlaced in privileged corporate greed, motherfucker. This is birthed from my heart beyond my own consciousness field, you know? So yeah, there you go. Liz, I'm so glad you're here, my friend. In the midst of the chaos. That's legit true. That's how it pretty much feels. Fuck doodles, indeed. Well, I'm glad you guys were here. It is a shakedown street, my friends. Left side heart. Left side heart, side connect. Hello. Oh, you're all. Oh, hi. Well done for checking in. Well, thank you. I really appreciate you guys being here. It makes it all worthwhile. Especially, and that's like, because again, like today I'm all like in serious mode, being like, I shall never do these again, and then like, oh, 5 hours later, here I am. But if I'm honest, like I'm something really, it's just something feels off with me with the Facebook. And especially because like when I go on there, and then it's like that weird parasitic energy of like private messages. It's like, hey, I like what you're doing. And I'm like, I can feel that I'm like a number for these people who want me to buy their programs to like break through the ceiling of this or that. And I'm like, yeah. I've been there, done that, bought the course, and it's clearly not in alignment with my path. So I'm good. Plus, I'm just like, I just on a very deep level don't align with that. I don't align with quick fixes. I don't really align with sale funnels. Although, I mean, hell, I'll talk about all this 6 months down the line. I'll probably have multiple sales funnels going. I don't know. But it doesn't, any kind of like potential manipulation, like mechanical, psychological manipulation to try to make people buy stuff doesn't align with me. I'm like, feel the hard love vibration and find me. That's kind of how balls out it is, because it's Facebook. Do you feel me, Love and Grace? Like it's not just me, right? I'm like, there's something off about the Facebook. And here's my thing is like, I'll just leave that there. I've created the content. I can easily slip some odd posts through to the Alta Love page. And people, if they magically find their way to MJ Robertson, they can like watch all my random noodle sessions and like 30-day getting to know me and navigate and find their way. Oh, look, like my dirty fingernails as well. They can find their way to the YouTube, and I'll just keep showing up when I'm intuitively guided, basically. Yeah, Facebook, like, I like feel nauseated just thinking about Facebook as well. Exactly, Love and Grace. Exactly. You guys magically found me, and you guys have been divine healing for me. And now I'm thinking like divine side. Jamie Ray has been instrumental as well in shape-shifting the healing vibration, like showing up and being magic. And I've basically like in the last 24 hours like blocked everything and everyone, and just been like, because my shame got triggered. Shame that I clearly thought I dealt with, but nope. Right there, burning shame. Ugh, you stupid girl, and now I'm like, whatever. I feel the same about Facebook. There's always something. Yeah. I think it's to do with, I don't know. It's something about the way they're trying. Although I gotta say, something's off with the Instagram for me these days as well. I'm not sure what, but because I just have a few people that randomly pop up. Melissa T's one of them. Like, I respect. I have like, when those things come up, I'm like, yay. But in fairness, I'm not on it a lot because I just can't be. It's not in my alignment flow. And also like this work, this online content creation of the courses and stuff has to take priority, basically. Something's off with all of it. Right. Burping, like, OMG. I'm like trying to think, will I look better if I put light on? I don't know. Because I clearly can see myself. Yeah. I'll show you guys when I use, this is why I use a light, because I look fresher, and like, Yeah, and I found another beautiful divine diva sharing about the toxicity in spiritual community and was like totally in res, could feel her empath vibes, and was just like, dang, more and more people are waking up to the distortion of the false economy and like privilege communities being like, let's be spiritual because that looks better for everybody. But meanwhile, not want to deal with any of the depth that the empaths have been dealing with like their whole lives of being like owning all the emotions and trying to fucking get through. And I'm like, empower your path to freedom, empaths. Let's just hang out online mostly by ourselves until we find our tribe and like can go do fun things with each other. Which this is like legit all I intend to do. I'm like, make enough money so I can travel and meet my besties around the world from the online world. And then maybe organize mega cheap events that everyone can join in like weekend. Whereas like, as opposed to like the A-Fest Mind Valley thing that costs like 5,000 plus pounds, like make these little like couple £100. Let's all camp at the weekend and just find amazing musicians, which I'm sure some of you are amazing musicians and DJs and stuff. And just have a super fun empath high vibration event where we mostly hang out by ourselves. Well, I'm sure we will as well, like where we can just hold space, and I can do some yoga in the morning because I still love the yoga, but not the industry of it. That's the thing. Anything connected to false economy and industry is basically laced in falseness and ego bullshit, which mostly the empaths are what we feel. We're like, something feels off about what you're saying. Yeah, because it's all control and domination via the ego of like, I'm a spiritual person. Are you? Or are you just... But then I'm like, I'm so thankful to be here. Yeah, creating community is crucial. And I definitely desire it after years of solitude and discernment. Like that's straight up spirituality. You can go fucking be a monk in a temple or just be like MJ and hang out majority by herself noodling over like what is actually happening. Okay, this is the insights, you guys. But like I'm also just like I'm starting to get fed up and lonely, and I'm also like, where's the breakthrough, God? You know, where's the divine miracle flow? You know, otherwise, what's the point of any more flow? But no, I don't. I would never give up, and that's part of me being here, and that's why I started the share being like, I am a fool, because like when I was in my low vibration, like I'm never going live. I'll give too much, and then today I'm like, no, I need to keep giving because you guys give back to me, and this is how I keep going. But I'm kind of like Facebook and like basically it's like showing up for the right people and trusting the right people show up, and like you guys are the right people who genuinely give a shit and like feel me and care and don't want to like use and abuse me and are understanding what I'm talking about, which is legit awesome. And then where did I see one of you? I think you said something like where it was like aren't we at the forerunners? And I'm like, yeah. Which might, again, people might be like, who do you think you are? And I'm like, I don't even know anymore. Like, I kid you not. I'm like, I don't often recognize my own self. And I'm like, oh God, what are you doing? You're such a foolish. And I'm like, well, you know what? Dare I say I'm putting myself out there in an honest and vulnerable way, which a lot of the people in the spiritual industry communities don't do. They have people who edit their videos or they've been conditioned to just like, hi, I just meditate a lot. And so today, this is what we're going to talk about. I've been trained to not feel my emotions and to meditate my way out of them all the time. And I'm like, you know how Abraham talks about, and I know sometimes there's like this weird sidestep thing, but Abraham really does say, like, you got to feel your emotions to know that they're there. Otherwise, if you keep attracting in some bullshit and pretend like you're not attracting in some bullshit, it's like, well, and I mean, like today, some of the bullshit that I was feeling into, endeavoring to transform, I'm like, yeah, well, that makes perfect sense, MJ. If you don't actually believe that you deserve to be here, then you're not going to attract anything, are you? So I'm like, I have to be able to, and this is what I teach in the fearless life, God. So you've got to be able to bottom out in the depth of your emotional field to then ride the wave of consciousness to the next level. And there's no doubt in my mind that there's a next level for Imde and all to love. Because again, otherwise, what has it all been for? Because like 2 hours ago, I was just lying here being like, I might as well just shut down all the feed. I might as well just shut it all down. I might as well just delete all the. Oh, by the way, I was saying on one of the Facebook things, like, I'm sure I've got like hundreds of videos. I have over 1,000 videos on YouTube. 1,000 of juicy nugget hot love vibrashe shares. Not necessarily like high production value or anything, but legit hot love from my heart. So I'm like, what? That's more valuable than the majority of the content is out there anyway. You know what I'm saying? Is that ego bullshit? Well, who cares? Anyway, because I love you guys. Get up off the wall. Yeah. Dang the Walmarts or the Waltons or whoever they are. I'm like, they could shape shift this world like that with their money if they wanted to, but they just pretend like it's fine to hoard it all. I don't. In fairness, that's like a yoga practice, non-hoarding, non-stealing. That's all part of yoga. And like even stuff like I'm at this hostel where I'm like, there's like stuff around. I'm like, no, I can't take it, even though it's like there. I'm like, ooh, maybe maybe a little olive for me. I'm like, oh, but it's not mine. I can't take it. Although, I've given it back already. Have you guys seen the pictures of the beautiful breakfasts they bring me, which is only 30 dirham, which is like, I swear to God, like $2, which suits me fine in the financials that I'm in right now. So, but the breakfasts are so queenly. I'm like, the breakfast that they serve me up can literally last me the whole day of food plus, which you guys have seen already. My nuts, but I haven't had much of an appetite today, but I think I'm going to get my appetite back. My nuts have been feeding me as well, and I brought some fruit with me, but like they bring me fruit and all this veg, and I'm just like, thank God that Morocco's like, once I got here, like it's affordable, and you guys have thrown me some donations to help me pay for my hostel. Although it's funny because I got through week 3 and I got halfway through recording week 4 for Unplugged for Freedom, which is all about devices and stuff. And then suddenly they were like doing hammering work upstairs, like they were building stuff. And they're like, kick, 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 kick. And I'm like, which then I was like, okay, guess I'm not filming then. But it's been all overcast and kind of cold today, so it wasn't really a beach day. I did go to the beach yesterday. Those nuts, I know, literally. I've eaten about half the bag, which is proper timing because it's about halfway through my stay here, right? So I'm like, I know, and people will be like, honey, peanuts are not good for you. I'm like, oh, anyway, I'm in alignment flow. Everything that flows into my reality is fine. It's healthy for me. I'm healthy. I love myself. I love the vibration, even when I'm like, I just want to give up and die. I want to give up and die. But like deeper is the intuition being like, don't be a fool. You're going to share live in 2 seconds. I mean, come on. Oh, God. And again, like the reflection here is that you guys like, you guys just showing up and finding all to love without me having to like pay for advertising to like promote my brand. And the false economy to make you think that I'm your savior. That's anyway, and I don't mean to diss on people. I don't really mean to make people feel bad. It's just my own unique sense of self where I'm like, can I just be myself? Is that acceptable? And if I can be myself, can I, because I love people, I genuinely do. I just want to be able to be myself, which has been apparently actually quite challenging as an empath because I like feel people's judgments and like feel their density and their anxiety and like their layers and their wounding. And I'm like, oh God, and it's only getting more and more increasing. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, the heightened intuition, psychic ability is just so intense that I'm like, this is a safe space to be myself. And I'm so thankful that you showed up. So basically, peanuts, I feed the crows them all the time. It's nice. I love you all. I do. I really love you all. We love you too. And I love you. And I love you. You love me. We're a happy family. Oh man, thank you guys. Oh, I'm all sweaty. I love Strawberry Lane as well. Oh, Strawberry Lane, Chica. I have noodled. I tried Patreon a few months back. Actually, Rochelle brought the Patreon thing into my awareness. It just, in one of these other ways with me, it just became like another thing. And so I just, yeah. And you guys, I wish, I mean, like, yay, MJ has like hundreds of thousands of subscribers. And so all of it, but it's not. My main focus is like having coaching sessions with like one-off coaching sessions with people, intuitive readings, and the online product. So that's my main thing. Like, in fairness, like, I want my YouTube channel just to be free resource for people, and like, not necessarily, this is just intuition in the here now present moment, where like the masses start buying book, and then the masses start buying the Be the Change courses because they realize they've sold their soul to the devil. I jest, but kind of not. And then they want to make those changes. So I sell those online courses, and then all this can stay ad free, and like Patreon is not like another thing that I have to do, because when behind the scenes, when I'm not doing these live broadcasts, I'm like filming online content and then like go into editing bubbles for like days at a time, where I'm just like editing the videos and then uploading them onto the website and like working on the website and all that kind of stuff, and then eventually hosting events, like online events, and then hopefully in the flesh events. But like, I wouldn't even want to charge for it. I just want to like find some land somewhere and get some tents, and then be like, let's get some fucking music going, Moflo lovers. You know? And then based on the expansiveness of Alta Love, organic, miraculous, hot love vibrashe dominate the world. They're all the resources that come into Alta Love just go back into Blue Pleiades, love vibration. What? That is wild. Where are you getting that from, my girlfriend? That is something that came through Divine Sight. Share with me. Weirdly triggered me as well. That was all part of the like me going through this whole withdrawal. Very interesting. Do you teach people how to teach your courses? No, the courses are just like, it's basically one of those things where like it can just eventually be like automated. So people want to make these changes, and then they sit with the course content. So they read, so there's written material and then video material, if you know what I'm saying. So I record, pre-film everything, and then edit it and make it into like basically usually like 10 to 20 minute video tutorials where you like talk about the content and the different weekly subject matter. And then people intuitively navigate the online content and then read courses to help bring them into greater awareness about why these 4 pillars are going to help them be happier, better people, and also be better people for the world, i.e. according to Alta Love, which is its own life force, just telling me what to do all the time. Like, fucker, how dare you, Alta Love? I'm like, oh shit, I birthed it, damn it. It's like having a kid. It has now its own life force, and it tells me what to do. I'm like, God, no. It's just costing me everything. So yeah. But what do you mean exactly? How do you teach people how to teach your courses? I'm not sure. Oh, people like to be certified. Oh yeah. Oh, I know. I don't really resonate with that stuff either necessarily. I just want people to be free. And even the certification stuff, I find that still quite linked to like, although, I mean, Chris, you're quite right as far as the language goes. I could just give people an Alta Love certification, because in fairness, that's all certifications are. Because in my truth and alignment, I don't want to re-engage institutionalization, if you know what I'm saying. I'm just literally banking on spontaneous awakening. Like people having spontaneous awakening where, you know, we all get that we're all human and that there's no levels and tiers. We're all just helping each other out, being better, more loving humans. You know what I'm saying? Facilitate, not teach. We're all forever students. Yeah, for sure. For sure. I go to MIT for free. Yes, Chica. You can't get a degree. What? You can't get a degree from MIT? Fuck that shit. It's true. I went to university. It fucked me up big time. After my awakenings, I'm like, right. Because then the awakenings, I was so like a drifter in the world, and then trying to grapple onto anything. I'm like, I'll go back to university. That will sort me out. Nope. And really my heart wanted to leave after 1 year at LIPA, but I decided to stay, get into further debt. It's to be BA honors and acting. And then I realized it took me fucking years to heal from that institutionalization. You know what I'm saying? It's all like, even in fairness, like a lot, no, that's not, I don't want to diss on that. Cause like, I think pretty much any people doing yoga for any reason is a positive thing. It is. I mean, that's something from my early awakenings, why I left UBC, why I left the University of British Columbia. One, I learned that only like 1% to 2% of the world's population even has access to university. Two, it's increasingly expensive, so more and more kids are just getting into debt, and it's really just the privileged few who get to go to doctor school or lawyer school or whatever. And then that, in my awakened state, just triggered the shit out of me, and I was like, fuck yeah, with academic institutions, I can learn all this shit myself. And so that's what I endeavored to do. And even in the yoga hot love, it's all just been like intuition guidance. There's never been like, you know, here's your piece of paper, now you can be this person, now you can do it like this. All institutions, church, banking, education, health, feed the Red Sea, in diddly doodly, you know it. I mean, exactly. And I mean, in our authenticity of the sovereignty of our soul, all of that essentially can corrupt that. In essence, because we're feeding a dogma, we're feeding into like a stronghold of group consciousness, which that's the purity of ultra love. It's like, no, don't follow me, you guys. I'm not your leader. I'm just like you. We're just reflections of each other, which in essence, all of that is, which is where we're more, I would say, the more alive and present and aware you are with it, the more you can see the veils of any institutionalization. You can see the weird corruption of people like bowing to their yoga masters or like bowing to their spiritual masters. It's all compartmentalized aspects of the gridlock of the system, which here, and God help us all, like, I don't know exactly how this paradigm shift is going to look, but I'm pretty sure it's happening because the fear is mounting and getting worse and worse and worse, you know? And that to me is the representation of the awakening of the mass, which those of us here in this channel are just pioneers that can literally like breathe through it, hold space, radiate and emit love for everybody who's starting to get the veil lifted and go, holy fuck, what I've been doing all my life. Holy shit, everything I've been buying, everything I've been sold is all a fucking lie. That's going to be heavy. Hence wanting to give up, you know what I'm saying? So yeah. No, oh my God, Strawberry Lady. It's so funny you say that, because one of the healings that Divine Sight helped me with was the womb, and like days before I had that, she just like shared a womb healing process, and then weirdly days before that I actually had a random like spontaneous past life memory of like the Mayan age, and like one of these innocent frolicking like tribal people, and then having my heart ripped out in front of me, and I'm like, fuck, the sacrificial energy, that's linked to Atlantis as well. And then when I did this womb healing, there was a fucking altar, and the messages I started to get was like, it's the end of sacrificial energy. That's why we're starting to shine light on satanic ritual abuse and the pedophile and sex trafficking rings, and how deep and dark and distorted it is, and how it's like basically the underbelly of the government and the church. All the control systems are basically fed off of the harvesting of innocence, which is often symbolized by sacrificial ritual. And that is like part of that healing is us going, I'm going to fucking shapeshift all of that through the light of my awareness and my divine essence. I'm going to believe in the heart of truth and know that we don't need to sacrifice one another to make manifest anything, that we are the make manifest, right? And so I heal that inside my own womb and birth new paradigm energies, birth the divine, birth the love, rather than having to like sacrifice things to have. It's all looped. It's all one. It's all infinity loop of that same. And we can either fucking go into that dark web of sacrificial energy or be the light of love, be the light of fucking humanity. But it doesn't look like how we think we're taught. It's not like, hi guys, it's love. I'm here to express pure love and light and grace. My love and light is expressing itself some days. And I'm in my like emotional processing, I'm like surrounded by beings of light having these like divine swords cutting through the pain, and I'm like letting my body alchemize the density of fucking distortion, you know? Yeah. So yeah. And then, like I said way earlier in the share, part of like that depth of emotionality that I can hold space for within my own process, myself, is also the polarity of me being like, "Hi guys," innocence. I'm just like a random innocent chica who like doesn't like to hurt things or people. And yet, like, I've been on this weird spiritual journey, and I don't even like to call it spiritual anymore. I've just been like intuitively guided. Because when I tried to fit in to other people's programming, I was like, huh? I got into toxic patterns, which damn near killed me. So I'm like, I I trust my own way. Basically, I trust my own feelings, even though sometimes it's really deep and intense, and like I want to die. And like that's been sort of kind of blindsiding me these last few weeks. Is like the suicidal energy is coming up really, really intense. You know. So yeah. And like there you go. You put yourself on a platform, and like I've spent like 10 years in the yoga industry and like ended up being guided and was like teaching some of the wealthiest people in the world and doing transformational coaching and da da da, and like and that was definitely like part of my path. But then I take this leap, invest everything I have and more into the book, into the online platform, and I'm bottoming out again, being like, don't listen to me, you know. But that's where the biofeedback of like online coaching and da 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 like can sometimes trigger me because there's no like I don't have answers for other. You have answers within self. So control and domination, as in proclaiming to have that, is a little bit messy. Is a little bit like, ugh. Hence, even where I would, in my honesty and vulnerability, be like, this could work for some of you. It's not going to work for everybody though. Like, not everybody's meant to resonate with this, and I get it, and it's fine, you know. And like, and also in my even writing this book, I was aware that at one point I might drop the process. That's please, Lord, make the emotions not be so goddamn intense sometimes. So I do believe that one day, like we'll start riding on these higher frequencies where we won't have to bottom out into that intensity. But I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm not gonna lie to you and pretend like I vibrate in bliss 24/7 because I don't. And like part of my intuition has a sneaky suspicion that the majority of spiritual gurus, they don't either. Or they live in their head and basically deny their emotional field. Or I don't know. You know, there could be any number of like random things happening in those spiritual dogmatic communities. And there is positive messaging. I'm not saying that, but there's also an industry behind it. Recognize it. You know? And that's something I'm like I have to navigate within myself really delicately to stay pure, to stay true to the mesh of the hard love, out love community, you know, and I will do that, and that's partly why I'm you know so introvert, but it's also why I'm super discerning with energies when I'm engaging with them. But the tides have turned because it is changing, and I'm not attracting manipulation anymore. I'm attracting genuine support now, and people who feel me on a very deep level and who see me in a way that I've never had before. And that would be a preemptive manifestation to the money and the resources that I've been asking for years. Writing down my intentions, writing down my dreams, writing down all like money I want to have, this amount of money. And like I'm like 6 years later, I'm like, where is the fuck? But I'm like, I guess the people showing up to me is the valuable thing. The real nugget of truth and value is that the people that genuinely fucking feel me and support me, y'all showed up. So that could just like get over it, MJ. The people are here. You made it. You arrived. It's fine, you know? It's all about the love. It is, right? Yeah, for sure. High vibe tribe. Mega love. Mega love. Like a glove. Nice. That's a little mushroom top. I'm like, oh god, it really is mushrooms right now. Anyway. French duck, but more folk are opening up to the actualities of the illusion. That's right. That's right. It is. And it's like I just I'm becoming like too much myself, or I'm like, I can't like, even the few times I try to dip back in to be like, I guess I'll just get like a 3D thing. I'm like, I don't even know how to read certain things anymore. I'm like, what are they actually saying? And like my energy field gets all like like frazzled when I look at like executive this or that. I don't know. I don't know what I'm saying anymore, but yeah. I mean, and that's the thing of like the 8-week online courses. They're just lighthearted. They're just lighthearted practical steps. Like turn off your television. This is why it's fucking up your brain. You know, and perpetuating your shitty world for everybody. But like, don't let it overwhelm you at the same time. That was part of me and Katie's Sinful Zero Waste. Was she was like literally like crying in a supermarket because she couldn't find anything that was zero waste, and she was fucking hungry. So it's not about being preachy and stuff. It's just trying to make like little steps along the way that will make you feel better and make you part of a global movement, and also like help you engage in a more sustainable and more spiritual and more freedom-based lifestyle, so that we're not perpetuating the war cycle and the fear mongering and all of that kind of stuff, you know? So it's kind of cool. It is pretty cool, like what's happened, but I just like holy ball sacks. I'm like, what about testing someone's faith? Like, yes! Oh my Lord. Okay, you guys, I'm gonna go because I'm feeling a lot better. By the way, thank you. You guys did that. Oh look, sweatshirts. You can buy sweatshirts as well. And some of you have. I know. Some of you bought, I think Strawberry Lane, she bought one of the tote bags, right? And I think you sent a photo or posted about it as well, which is helps MJ keep paying for things, which is fantastic. Oh, yeah. So have a beautiful day, everybody. Nice for all y'all to join in. It really means a lot. I'm gonna endeavor to finish week 4. Week 4 is all about devices. So I'm gonna endeavor to finish filming week 4 of Unplug for Freedom. And pardon me, you guys. Oosh, I'm still clearing stuff out, eh? No fear, energy rocks. Yes, thank you. Love to all and all to love. Have a great day, you guys. I'll speak to you soon. Peace out. And thanks for just being honest and be real and still being there for me when I'm like a big old downer. Love you. Bye.